They walked into that courtroom not knowing if they were walking out. Today, they walked out. And the number attached to their freedom is raising eyebrows across South Africa right now. South African courts have seen many moments that stopped the country mid-scroll. Moments where a name, a verdict, a number on a bail application told you everything you needed to know about where a case was heading. Today was one of those moments. Joe Sibanyoni, Philemon Miza, Mvimbi Masilela, Bafana Sindane, 4 names, 1 courtroom, 1 magistrate, and a decision that has sent ripples through the people following this case closely. They have been granted bail.
Right then, the bail is fixed at an amount of 70,000 rand each person on the following conditions. 1, you return back to this court on the 1st of September 2026 at 8:30 in the morning and on any such days that the court will give you until this case has been finalized. Number 2, you are to report to the person in charge at a police station, which will be discussed with the state. The times will also be discussed with the state on every alternative week. Number 3, you are not to threaten or intimidate the witnesses, either directly or indirectly. Number 4, you are not to commit any other offenses. Do you understand? Failure to keep with any of these bail conditions will lead to your bail being cancelled and a warrant of your arrest being authorized. Thank you.
The court pleases.
The magistrate's court made its ruling and it was clear and uniform across all 4 accused. Each suspect, 70,000 bail, not one of them, not 2, all 4, the same amount. Across the board, 70,000 each before they could walk out of that building and back into the world outside. Joe Sibanyoni, the name at the top of this case, the man whose name has been attached to this matter since the beginning. He made bail. Philemon Miza, granted bail. Mvimbi Masilela, granted bail. Bafana Sindane, granted bail. 4 men, 4 sets of 70,000, and now 4 people breathing the air outside a holding cell tonight. But their freedom comes with conditions. Conditions that the court made very clear. Every second week, each of them must report to their nearest police station. Not when they feel like it, not occasionally. Every second week. That reporting condition exists for one reason, to make sure the state always knows where these men are, that they have not disappeared, that they have not run, that they remain within reach of the law as this case moves forward. And there is a second condition that speaks directly to the seriousness of what lies ahead. They must not intimidate witnesses. That instruction from the court is not a formality. It is a signal. It tells you that there are witnesses in this case whose testimony matters enough that a magistrate felt it necessary to place a legal barrier between the accused and those people. That the integrity of what is coming in September depends on those witnesses being able to speak freely and without fear. The court also confirmed the next date, 1st of September 2026. That is when this case returns. That is when the trial begins in earnest. That is when South Africa will start getting the answers that the bail hearing did not provide. And perhaps the most significant detail of this entire proceedings, the state did not oppose bail. The prosecution looked at these 4 men, looked at the bail application, and chose not to fight it. That decision tells its own story. It means the state is confident enough in its case that keeping these men behind bars before trial was not considered necessary. It means the evidence they are building toward September does not depend on pre-trial detention. The state is playing a longer game. And September is where that game gets serious. Here is what should make South Africans pause and think carefully about what today means. Our 70,000 bail sounds like a significant amount. And for many ordinary South Africans, it absolutely is. It is months of salary. It is a car. It is a deposit on a house. For the average person on the street, our 70,000 is not a number you produce quickly or easily. But the question that always matters in high-profile bail hearings is not whether the amount sounds large in isolation. The question is whether the amount is large enough relative to the accused to ensure they will actually return to court. Is the 70,000 a genuine deterrent for Joe Sibanyoni and his co-accused? Is it enough to guarantee their presence on the 1st of September? That is the calculation the court made. And that is the calculation South Africans watching this case will be measuring against reality over the coming months. Because bail is not freedom. Bail is a promise, a financial promise backed by the court's authority. And the history of South African justice has seen enough bail conditions violated, enough court dates missed, enough accused persons who found reasons not to return to make every granted bail application worth watching carefully. People following this case are processing today's news with a mixture of emotions. Some are satisfied that the legal process is moving, that a trial date has been set, that September 1st, 2026 is now a fixed point on the calendar toward which this entire matter is heading, that the wheels of justice, however slowly they turn, are turning. Others are less comfortable. They are asking why the state did not oppose bail. They are wondering what the R70,000 figure reflects about the court's assessment of flight risk. They are thinking about those witnesses and whether a court condition on paper is enough protection in practice. And there are those who simply want answers to the questions that have surrounded this case from the beginning. Questions that bail hearings do not answer. Questions that only a full trial can address. What actually happened? Who is responsible? What will justice look like when September finally arrives? Those questions are still waiting. Joe Sibanyoni, Philemon Msiza, Mvimbi Masilela, and Bafana Sindane are out on bail tonight. Reporting conditions in place. Witness intimidation prohibited. Trial date confirmed. The 1st of September 2026 is circled on South Africa's legal calendar. Between now and then, these four men will wake up every morning knowing that date is coming. That whatever the state has been building, whatever the witnesses are prepared to say, whatever the evidence holds, September is coming and South Africa will be watching. So here is the question that sits over this case like a shadow that will not move. When four men are granted bail, conditions are set, a trial date is locked in, and the state quietly says it has no objection. Does that mean justice is on its way? Or does it mean the hardest part of this story has not even started yet? Follow this case. Share this update. Because September the 1st is not just a court date. For the people connected to this matter, it is the day the truth is supposed to finally begin speaking.